Assalamu alaikum, viewers. Greetings of the day. Soul. We all know that soul is the living force for a human being. However, if I ask you a question, can you pick your soul, put into a test tube, and examine it? Unfortunately, the answer will be no. Soul is such a part of human being or human body which is never put into a test tube and examined by a scientist or a physician. Some people call it mind also. And yes, today we're gonna discuss all about soul. How does a good soul makes a good person? Yes, you're right. We are going to have a look of Plato's Tripartite Soul Theory. This is a part of his moral philosophy. We all know who Plato is. Plato is a great Greek philosopher who is the pupil of Socrates, and he is one of the famous classical philosophers whose theories and everything was known to be a foundation of psychology, politics, and many major philosophical questions nowadays. He is basically a rationalist, and because of his ideal theories, some people say him an idealist as well. So, introduction. The Greek philosopher Plato discusses about tripartite soul theory in his book The Republic. This is a famous book by Plato in which we also find his theory of knowledge, his political philosophies, etc. Greeks in general believe that all living beings have a soul, and soul is equated with motion. The Greek word for soul is psyche, which means soul or mind in English. It's like a living force and it's related to motion. That means they believe that soul is the living force which makes the human being to move. That means which created motion in the human life or human being. So Plato discusses tripartite soul. We all know that tri means three, and therefore tripartite means three parts. Plato believes that human soul is divided into three parts, and these three parts are simply in different balance from one person to another. So what are these three parts of the soul? So let's see. These three parts are, first one is logos, which is also known as reason, and the second one is spirited or emotion, and the third one is appetite or instinct. So the three parts of soul you can see. The first one is appetite. Appetite is the necessary force to keep someone alive. So all living beings have appetites. It is very common to all living beings. The appetite includes anything that you desire to stay alive, like hunger, thirst. However, that also includes any desire for shelter, protection, and so on and so forth, and also reproduction. So, appetite means a living thing having the desires and having the ability to get what it needs to survive. In the world, if you see, you will find that all living things are appetitive. They need things to consume to keep themselves alive. Say for example, mosquitoes needs blood, insects and flies, they need food, trees needs food, and also animals like dogs, cats, tiger, or human being, you can say. So the next one is spirit. So this is the emotional part of the soul, which is combination of both positive and negative emotions. So positive emotions like courage, love, passion, and the desire or the spirit to do something good or better for the society. However, some negative emotions like hatred, jealousy, and so on and so forth, which is enough to destroy the whole world and the life of a human being, right? So the third one and the most important one is reason. So this is the logical part of the soul, which is attributed to wisdom, knowledge, logic, thought, justice, etc. This part of the soul loves logic, and it is able to think rationally, and also this part makes a person able to distinguish well between fantasy and reality. This logical part of the soul is also wise and able to make decisions which are just, and this part of the soul makes a man to see what is light and what is darkness, what is good and what is bad, and so on and so forth. So let us see some more information. Uh, if we attribute desire to the appetite to him into human behavior, we will find it that the thirst for wealth or pleasure is there. It encourages us to look after the physical needs of our body. However, this part of the soul need to be kept in check. That means this part of the soul should be controlled by a guardian or something higher in position. Next one is spirit. If we attribute this part of the soul with human body or human life, we will see that the human's passion for honor and passion for success and passion for something, and the emotional aspects which allows us to love, inspires us to act out of courage, needs to be, and this part of the soul is also very sophisticated. It also needs to be kept in check by some guardians or something higher and superior. Otherwise we become reckless and conceited. And the third one is reason. Okay, so reason is the highest and superior of the three elements. So we can see that reason has something to do with guiding these two below emotions or parts of the soul. It allows us to gain knowledge, distinguish from right and wrong, and understand the forms. Okay, so if we attribute to reason, we can see that this is the part of the soul which is superior to other two forces of or the parts of our soul, and also basically this is the logical one which separates us from other living beings, right? So so this is the tripartite soul which Plato tries to show us in his the Republic. And also we can see that reason is the higher in position, then comes the spirit, then comes the appetite. Okay, so we have just discussed, we can have a recap. Appetite is the physical needs to survive, then spirit is the emotional aspect of mind and soul, and reason is the rational aspect of mind and soul. And you can see that appetite is common to all living being, and spirit is common to some living being, not all living beings. Say for example, every living being in the world doesn't have the emotion, right? Tree has emotions, but they cannot express, but dogs and cats and other animals can express their emotions. You can see if a cat is happy or a cow is happy or sad. Okay, so spirit or the emotional aspect of the soul is common to some living being. However, for reason, we can see it is unique to human being. We can see that common to some living being. Some say that dolphin has something to do with the reason. However, I don't know about it, but it is unique to human being. So rational part is unique to human being, and which make a person to take a just helps a person to take a just decision, and this very part of our soul makes us unique creation of God, right? Okay, so Plato discusses that how what these three parts of soul had to do with human being. Okay, so Plato believes that a person can be an ideal human being if his soul is in a balance. Okay, let's see a bit more about it. We cannot avoid the appetitive part of our soul, right? Because if we avoid having foods, if we avoid our desires, we would no longer be alive, we would no longer survive in the world. Neither can we avoid the emotion. Okay, so emotionless man, can you imagine of a man without having emotion, without laughter, without happiness, without sadness, without any desire to do something? So it's not possible. And so what we need to do is to balance, right? Emotion is necessary, but in a balanced manner. Appetite also necessary, desire is also necessary, but we should not think of excessive way for the desires. We should keep it in a minimum way so that we can be alive and happy and healthy also, right? So the only reason or the rational aspect of our soul can create this balance, right? So rational part of the soul needs to take the lead in this sense, you can say. So what Plato says is, whenever reason is the dominant force of one's soul, that soul is an ideal one. Okay, that means the three parts of a soul, between the three parts of a soul, whenever the leading position is taken by the rational aspect of the soul, that soul becomes an ideal one. If a person dominated by the rational aspect of his soul, he can be an ideal human being. Reason is unique to human, we know. So they should act accordingly. Only then the purpose of their being a human is fulfilled. Okay, and the most interesting part of this tripartite soul theory is the chariot imagery. Plato discusses about gives an example of a chariot. There he says that we can imagine a human soul or a human being as a chariot. There, the charioteer or the driver is attributed to reason. That means he symbolizes the reason. And the two other horses are, one is our appetite and another one is our spirit or emotion. So appetite and emotion can go reckless, they can go beyond control. However, it is the responsibility of the reason or the charioteer to control these two horses and to draw them into a and to direct them into a good way so that they can reach their destination. Okay, so the destination of a human being is to act accordingly, is to act as a human being, right? So to act as a human being is to act rationally, and to be successful as a human being is to be an ideal person, be a good person in the society, right? So that ambition can be fulfilled if the reason of our soul takes the lead and directs our two other elements, spirit and appetite, into the focused destination and the reach into the destination, and successfully we become a good human being in our life. So that's all for today. If you have any question, you can comment below. And thanks for watching. I hope you have understood what Plato's tripartite soul theory is, and I think you don't have any question regarding this. So we will see you in the next video. Till then.